I guess that's the case.
We should get you on that.
Sometimes I'm not too bad at it.
I'm still looking for an unprofessional living.
He looks like a parkour specialist like this.
That is a perfect way to describe Mercury if he was living in modern day countries, right? He'd
so everybody had such good feedback and liked the Nemesis skin that we wanted to do the same with Mercury.
The tattoos
on the arms as well.
That's a really cool tattoo.
We wanted to do it, and we did.
What's it? Is that a star in his hair that he's got tattooed on?
Yes.
Ah.
He's fast.
He's gotta go fast.
He's still got the wings on his shoes. That's an important thing. He has to have those.
That. Yes.
That'd be a bit strange if they weren't.
Oh, the wing shoes
worked in really cool.
What's up, stream? Sorry, I'm a few minutes late, but let's go ahead and jump into these fucking skins. Since we didn't really miss too much since just skins. Not really too worried, especially since this Mercury skin is pretty ugly.
I didn't even remember that one.
I like that one. That's the superhero pose.
Well, but what was the? I don't remember.
I didn't see the Scylla skin.
Wow.
I'll have to go back and see that at the end of the patch notes.
Let's not overdo it there, Chief.
Oh, he's got a kind of a purple effect scheme, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of a purple, golden, orange mixture.
That's maximum velocity for those at home, the two.
Yeah,
Sucker?
Maximum BM skin, by the way.
Oh, so originally, you know how on normal Mercury the little design under him spins when he's in that mode? Juan had that thing spinning, and I couldn't even look at it because I was about to barf. I was like, dude, you got to turn the spin off on it. No, it was like immediate vertigo set in, and I was like, Blarg! So we made it not spin.
I really like the
it
purple.
Was hilarious.
It's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's
Mercury
really
never
nice. The purple-orange combo is not something we have a lot of.
I hate when the
Now
only
this
thing they
one
talk about is the
has
color.
a voice pack as well, which
Like the only
Pom-Pom
cool
should
thing they can
hopefully
say is the
have
color.
ready.
Yeah! Is that Greg from the modeling department? Did he do?
That is the illest.
The voice?
You are wild. Yeah, I'm amazing. That is the
Love
illest.
director.
What's good? Have fun. See these kicks? They're about to roundhouse kick you in the nuts.
Tina.
Good job, Tina.
That's a classic.
I'm sorry, I can't hear the sound of my awesomeness.
That's Tina.
Oh, sounded like he was talking to AJ for a second.
Did he have a different taunt animation than normal
Dude,
Mercury?
you are so 2000 and late.
That's different.
Yeah,
right?
that is
Okay.
different.
That's pretty cool.
I feel the influence of John Wynn.
Yes, I see it as well.
I am so awesome.
You're definitely
I wanna
right
be
on that
you
one.
Just so I can be my friend.
But that's not all in this patch. That's 2 skins down, a couple more still to go. And the next up is the Sparrow Nike, or Nike, whichever way you want to say it. I don't care.
I
either
prefer
way.
Nike, but
It's a booty shot.
Booty.
superhero.
pose.
The first thing I see is booty, is the first thing.
She's
They
just
literally
moving
centered the
away
butt.
from
Yeah.
the camera.
She's on her way somewhere.
It's not her
Is that
fault.
bad
The last
guy?
thing to
She
leave
goes
the
to the bad
destination
guy by
is the
the hood.
booty.
Yeah,
Chuck, who is
yeah.
that she's got by the forehead, by the
I
robe
can't
there?
tell. It looks like
kinda
some type of villain.
Looks like Dark Lord Sun Wukong to me.
Camazots?
Yeah.
I could see.
That looks like a Morgan with a hood on.
It could be. In game, you can see she
Oh,
looks
nice.
a lot like a superhero. I guess that was the sort of angle we were looking for here,
That's
Chuck.
She's
exactly
looking
what
like
Well, you hit
Robin.
it with me. That's the main thing.
I wanted to have the silver metal sliver wings.
Which
Those
That's
are
what I
turns
wanted to
out
have.
super well.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
They
Those
look
are phenomenal.
So cool.
So, and it was just a fitting characterization for Nike. So, we did it.
I always forget what the two's called. I know that one is Rend. but I don't
Plan
know what
of
the two is.
action.
Vaughn, you want to bring up the K screen real quick? Stop making us look bad.
No, AJ had it.
Valiant Leap. I know. I forgot Valiant Leap. I knew Sentinel of Zeus too, though.
The 2 is called
Trust me,
Try
Leap.
Not to Use It on Your 3.
Leap, Ult, and Rend is what they are called in that order.
So she's got a little bit more of a comic booky electricity type of theme here.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
a cool ground pound.
I mean, the lightning's cool, but like, I wouldn't buy the skin just
Classic.
for that, you know?
Neil?
Spicy.
She's got a big winged mask on too.
Yeah, it's hard to see it from the actual player's perspective, but she has this cool silver reflective smooth
Panel
mask
camera
that,
rove it for us.
Of
Yeah.
course,
covers her
pom-pom has
face.
Boom.
Oh,
that's
that's
dope.
sick.
Open for business. I really like the little radiating energy on her too. That's sharp.
I love that little electricity effect when she lands on the ground after the leap. Very valiant leap.
And on top of that, she has a voice pack as well, so Pompon, do your best.
Woohoo! You're sidekick worthy. Just saving the day. That was insane. Woohoo! Still struggling with a comeback, are we? Don't do anything your mom wouldn't do. No one ever taught you any manners? So what's a superhero's favorite joke? The punchline!
Okay, I can't do this shit, bro.
Man.
Me too, Nike.
Somehow I
No,
get
but
some
she
more
was
cringy.
really like feeling her own jokes.
Thanks for the resub, Eclipse.
The Smite, whether or not the audience thinks so, the Smite characters themselves always find their jokes very funny.
A couple of them are like, oh, do I have to read this?
Quiet, man!
Okay, okay.
Thanks, Pon.
Okay, Pon.
Kids just suck and get sucked into things. Like plane engines. It's just a no-brainer.
What was going on in that line?
Did
Just
Pon
just
just
snorted.
Something sucked and got sucked into a plane engine?
I
Capes.
remember proofreading
Capes.
this, but I don't remember that
I know
line.
what that is. That's
Oh, it's the capes.
Capes versus
No-
wings.
no
it's
capes.
the two superhero flight.
well, and it's in what the
Device
Incredibles.
choices.
Yeah,
is that
no,
the thing? Is no capes?
Yeah.
I'm firmly on the cape side, but
Well,
teach his own.
Next
They're-
up
and practical fish.
is another skin that's available in this patch as well. There is one more after this, just so you know if you
Oh,
can
shit,
scroll
why
down
is-
for how long
what
the
are these
patch notes
buffs?
take on this
Why is
section.
purple
It's not gonna be as
huge?
long as we have
Why
been
is
in
it
the book
huge?
before.
It's
Skeet,
huge,
Skeet,
look at this.
Secret Order.
Oracles are different.
I was like,
What
Skeet.
the fuck?
For some reason I was trying to
It's
say
all
secret.
different.
Doing a little
Secret.
freestyle.
Why is it huge?
Ski.
Secret Order Ul is the next
Why is
one.
it
I
so
know
big,
it
but these are
looks
so
like this
small?
little new one.
Oh,
Don't figure
Purple
it out.
special now?
Ooh, yeah.
Correctly, but you can't say secret. How does
Secret. I can do it now.
Secret Order.
Imagine if Uller was
Order.
jumping from
Bro.
rooftop to rooftop,
I'm not quite getting the
Bro,
reference you're making
climbing
there.
buildings.
bro,
in a white
anyone
cloak
else
and-
have
and then
a
a terrible
see
movie?
something
And
similar in
gank-
this from
ganking
another
people.
game?
And a bald head, maybe.
Not, he's not an
Assassin's
assassin
Creed
because he's a hunter,
theme
but
here.
he ganks people.
He has a personal code of some sort.
Bro, what are they doing?
Into game we go.
What are they doing? It's a
lighter
dope skin, but
blue
what are
from
they
the card
doing?
art on that.
Well, it's a darker setting, and it's
I
like
know.
a night
I was just,
scene,
I was
you
just
know?
saying because the
like
fans
that
at home
shoulder
they'll
piece.
point that out first, like we're all colorblind or something, and we can't tell the difference between light and dark. I'm
if
just
they
saying.
want to do that, you can let them do.
I will, Chuck. I will. I tell you what. I'll be.
You
I'll
got
be
any
the-
other things that you feel like we did wrong that you want to talk about?
Sure, let's go.
never stopped you, Chuck.
What we'll do, Chuck, is every single patch, right? If everybody at home wants to send me tweets of the things that they didn't like about the artwork, me and Chuck can have a debate live on air 5 minutes before patch note about everything that they didn't like. How's that?
GG, thanks for your support.
No problem.
That format's not going to work. You need like some happy, upbeat guy who defends everything instead of like two salty guys.
It's like-
we're both like, that's trash about everything anyway. Like you got to have a straight man for that.
I'm only salty if you look at it that way. Right, let's go through these abilities in because there's 8 of these technically.
Yellow. Yellow. Yellow.
Nice.
More yellow.
Sparkly golden.
Yeah,
arrows.
Very golden
It's
yellow.
almost got a bit of a paladin kind of feel to it. He's a good guy. Suler's a good guy.
He's a noble executioner.
Why is his axe not yellow?
He's like Robin
Along
Hood.
those lines. Yeah, yeah.
A little lazy.
A little more murdery, maybe, but yeah.
The noblest of murders.
Yeah.
Oh, is all of his
You gotta
other
do what you
stamps
gotta
blue?
Greater crime.
We got some nice like lingering
Yeah.
feathery particles going on, which look really
I like
cool.
the double axe in his leap.
Yeah, and Edward's pretty sweet graphic design there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that is cool. Didn't even notice that.
Yeah, we're
With the bow.
that's
yeah.
right. It's
Very
conveying
nice.
which part of the kit you're in. That is cool.
And on top of this, it does have a voice pack as well. So Pompon, let's go.
Oh, hey, can we get close? He's got kind of this sweet
I swear,
satiny
Chuck.
finish.
I swear, if I throw to a voice pack one more time and then you start talking, we're gonna have issues.
We're here so we can talk.
Let's
all right?
have a look at the close-up of the skin that Chuck wants to do first of all.
That was
Let's just
mean our mics.
pull it back.
It's got this sweet kind of satiny finish. Don't
Oh,
go inside it.
I can see his kidneys.
You have to be able to see him moving around a little bit, but it's
Little
pretty swanky.
sparkly glow.
I like the
You know, there's like
embroidery.
a shimmer.
A shimmer.
when he
That's
moves,
sure a shimmer.
but he doesn't shimmer when he's standing still.
Pawn, why can't you animate the character and rev the camera and play the voice pack?
You're
and,
the
And
worst.
make us, oh, he did it! How did he do that?
Well, he
He's
did it by
got
crashing the game in just a second
Impressive
watch.
powers.
I don't even know how
Please
he
don't
did that.
crash.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
That was numlock camera
Anyway,
combo.
I digress. Let's listen to the voice pack.
Please, Chuck, continue with the voice pack.
Great
Just cue it
stab.
up now.
Great stab. Excellent. I am popular. Yes,
I am popular.
I am popular.
That's a
I am
good one.
popular. Yes. You are next on my list. Eventually, you will die by my arrow. What do you call a group of rogues? A surprise party. Get it?
That's pretty good.
I'm known for stealthy gas bombs. They call it the silent killer.
Classic fart joke.
Thank you, Bo. That's my favorite voice pack so far, actually. I really like that one.
Because he's medieval Batman.
Can we have I'm the greatest one more time?
I am popular.
He's like the happiest assassin at Murder Middle School.
Yes.
Well, speaking of someone who is popular as well, is also getting a skin. It's Giannis. He's getting a nice new skin for himself as well. World Walker Giannis is
Alright.
available, and ooh, does
This
he look
has,
magical?
bro.
Yes.
Please be good.
We have this
Please.
particular image of this elaborate Tibetan dagger that we used as the art direction for this. But wait till you see what Mike did with the portals.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yes,
we go.
I'm excited to. I got a little sneak peek yesterday. We played him.
Oh, he looks awesome.
Oh, his face
looks
is
really
pretty
good.
dope.
It's dope.
His face is angry or meaner.
Yeah, I like
than,
his face.
He's got
normally
two.
his
Oh, he's got a
face is.
cape.
The cape was
The
the
cape was the
like,
new addition. We took
Capes are
off
better.
some flaps. See, he doesn't have side flaps.
Mm-hmm.
We took off some flaps, and then we put the cape on. That was the thing we definitely wanted
I
to do.
remember that as a key selling point when we were brainstorming this skin.
Does the cape sometimes get stuck in the pole?
Oh shit! He's got a
Yeah,
backwards
if you don't
face.
make it through in time, yeah, he
Do you
gets.
lose the cape? That's the question.
It's exactly what
Yes,
Nike was
instead
talking
of-
about. in her skin.
Exactly, that's what I mean. They need to. They
We
need
have
to.
a no
you
capes
gotta
and a
think
cape
about
skin in the
this.
same batch.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
that's cool.
All right, do the
And he
portal.
hit someone to pom-pom, you god.
Do
That's
the
pretty
portal on the
fucking
ground.
cool.
Oh,
Well, that is
Yes.
so
Yes.
cool. Holy hell!
Wow. That's amazing.
Okay,
I
that is
didn't
cool.
even notice that playing him yesterday.
That is
Wow,
so
that's
good.
cool, though.
Holy crap!
Can you just
Yo,
put up
whoever
against
made
the
this
too busy
needs to be
getting
put
that
on
1-2
all the
combo.
fucking designs.
Magic of Mike.
That
Do
is
with that what you will.
That's super.
See what you did
That's
there,
our secret
Chuck.
over at Iris. Magic
That is
Mike.
awesome.
It's like Catherine wheels. Do you call them Catherine wheels over there?
Those,
I don't know what that is, so
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
not.
No, we don't.
It's the
Sparklers,
fireworks
bro.
Yeah, we don't call them that.
Right. I just realized
All
I
our
was in the English
fireworks
code.
have redneck names.
Oh, the Stable Vortex is really good too.
You're not wrong.
Dude, his abilities are
And I don't
so
even mind him in
fucking
a
good.
firework.
Look at the two.
I
two
especially
is so
liked
good.
the firework where they stole Raw America off the
Oh,
internet
yeah,
and
printed
used
it
it
on
on
the
the
label.
box.
Yeah.
The Raw America art gets stolen a lot.
So he has these sweet kind of geometric magic shapes that,
can really see it in
that he
the two.
uses. Yeah, really in the two. And then he's got the depth portals.
That is
I
awesome.
need this skin.
And the sparkler.
Tyrus changed abilities in a good way.
Yeah.
For once.
He's charging up.
Took him long
It's
enough.
very detailed.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, I like how it has a spiral trail on the
I
ultimate.
like how actually like would happen to you in gameplay. Pon Pon tried to go in the portal and it closed right in front of him.
Okay, it comes with
Working
a
as
voice
intended.
pack
should
as
buff
well.
that.
Let's have a listen to the voice pack.
Hey, before we look at the voice pack,
Yeah, Chuck, what do you want to talk about now?
so can we?
It's not me you're upsetting. And trust me, it's not me you're upsetting. I'm
Can
just trying to
you-
help you guys out here.
I'm trying to see if there's a way we can. Oh God, Pon, come on! Can we see the two faces easily?
We
How
showed it
close can you
already.
get the camera if you wheel
triggers his
forward?
passive.
So
That's
he's
the other
got
face.
his.
Oh,
his
he changes
man face.
faces.
He should.
His
The other
face
one's on
has
the back of his
changed.
head, right?
He has to.
Yeah.
He has to fire an ability right now.
There we
Oh,
go.
it changes. All right,
Too slow,
gotcha.
Palm.
The demon kind of
He's
face.
got the demon face. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we do
Carry
voice pack
on.
then, Chuck?
Carry
Thank
on.
That'd be cool if it only swapped when you're in combat.
You deserve an award.
I do not.
Glorious!
Okay, guys.
I'm simply fascinating. Gank! Gank! Forget everything you think you know. The chance of me winning is pretty high. It's pronounced Giannis, not Anus. My father didn't name me after yours.
What?
Damn.
Okay.
I'm sorry I hurt your feelings when I told you you suck, but I honestly thought you knew.
That's like to sell me that voice pack now. You got me towards the end of that.
Smart-ass skin.
Oh, he jumps. Look at
That's
this
my
thing on the
kind of
ground when
skin.
he jumps. What the fuck?
Pretty much.
Better than a dumbass skin.
Look at the thing on the ground. I didn't even notice.
I bet Tina puts that in a voice pack now.
Someone back in the studio write that down.
Well, that's all we've got in terms of new skins at this patch. But while we still have these guys here as well, we're going to quickly go over the fact that the summer
it's the
split
season ticket
is on
thing.
its way as well. And with the summer split, obviously we have to announce all the stuff that's going to be available for you guys in the summer split too.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to start off with 2017 summer split pass bundle. We'll give you the Vampiric Scylla skin that we just saw.
Hype.
The right to vote on the season games, and on top of that, you also get bonus quests for FP, double FP for matches, 15 team FP boosters, 2 times of total received, and 15 team worshipper boosters, 2 times of total received. I thought you were going to kiss me when I was excited. I'm not going to lie.
Those
We worked a long
worshipper
time on the
boosters.
show, Chuck, and I was like, come on.
Yes, I've been waiting so
The
long.
dream's happening.
No, it's not.
I thought we were
You
getting
missed
the right
Scylla,
to vote
Mercury,
from this
and
bundle.
Nike.
I was
Right
like,
to
that's
vote.
an important bundle. You should all get that.
The right to
like,
vote,
if this
yeah.
is the one.
Now that's
Go out
just
and
with a
vote.
normal bundle. You can get the Summer Split Pass with points bundle, which will obviously come with all that stuff plus 2,500 fantasy points as well, and the season ticket rewards for you guys at home, which should hopefully be able to show some of it. We saw a little bit earlier on of the season ticket jump stamp, the new feature, which will be more. I guess there's going to be more of those coming out as time goes on.
Customize your jumps.
Customize as you jump, you'll leave a nice little stamp on the ground, as you saw Pom Pom was doing in the game there. There is also a Sol Announcer Pack, which we're not able to show you just yet, as it's still being finished off, but the Sol Announcer Pack will be in that, as well as the 2017 season ticket music theme and the Roman Recall skin. What's a Roman Recall skin, boys?
It's a.
So did you see the Celtic recalls?
Yeah.
It's a Roman
But it's a
themed,
Roman version.
Pantheon themed
It's
recall.
actually
Check it
it's
out.
pretty cool.
Do you
play this game,
Crazy.
Hindu?
I'm
And
sorry.
come on, Soul, by the way, the goddess in Smite, Soul announcer pack.
That's what's
I feel
up.
like we didn't really emphasize that enough.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Hey guys, we're on the Sol Announcer Pack.
It's pretty cool.
Can Chuck
Yeah.
doctoring it?
Yeah.
That would be the best.
Chuck talks to
It's
me.
just
I'd
Chuck the
rather
whole time interrupting Soul.
Hey Sol, have you seen my keys? It's just that over and over again the whole time. And also,
Triple. Hey, Soul.
the skin that will be available in that as well is the Modern Mercury Messenger skin, is also part of that of the fantasy points. So with the season ticket and all that, that's all you need to worry about there. As well as ranked reward for the Summer Recall skin will also be available for the ranked reward during that as well. Gentlemen, pleasure. We'll be back to you guys very, very shortly.
Yes, we
After
will.
the patch notes.
For that
So
other
go
Let's
Hey,
go,
Stuff
let's
coming
go.
up.
Comrade, thank you for being
While they
here,
get
brother.
themselves ready, I'm going to throw over to the community team right about now. It's
I'm gonna turn them down,
Harris
bro.
David and High Res Savvy standing by right about now. Hello, boys and girls. How you doing?
Hello, what's up,
Hello.
Hindu man?
That jacket, why does it say die on it?
That's just how I feel to everyone, all the time.
So give me a sec. Oh, there we go. My mic got muted for a second then. So the last words I was going to say is, why has your jacket got dye on? And then I disappeared. So how you two both doing this week, Savvy? How's things?
Things are good. It's been a busy week, but it's been a good week.
Awesome. Well, we're coming over to you while we get ourselves set up for the patch notes. But David, first of all, we want to go a little bit more in the detail about the skins this week as well, about how you can get them. Because we always avoid that subject, and we're starting to try and turn our attention towards it now. So you're here to tell me exactly how I can get some of these skins.
That's right. As you mentioned, the Vampiric Scylla skin is part of the Summer Split Pass, along with all of those other great rewards that you get. Are that amazing Janus skin. We hadn't seen the portal effect yet.
I know.
And
that was
seeing
insane.
that live for the first time was insane. That skin, along with that sneaky Uller skin, are both going to be in a new Astral Assassin chest. That was a lot of a almost bad word that I didn't want to say.
Okay.
And that sweet Nike skin will be direct purchase.
Yes.
Oh, direct purchase. I've not heard that for a while, you two.
Yeah, I know,
Cut
but
it.
she's
Cut it.
coming.
Well,
Purchase her.
it's about time that starts to happen again. I'm just saying. Just saying. So Ull and Giannis on chests, yeah? And Nike's direct purchase, and then Scylla's in the thingy, so that's where everyone can get them. Awesome. Savvy, on top of that, isn't there something going on this weekend? Is there any events or anything that people need to know about?
Oh, yeah. We've got more than one event because Earth Day is this weekend. So we're going to be having an Earth Day sale. You can get half off some of your favorite Earth-inspired skins. In addition,
I'm not trying to be mean. I gotta turn them down.
special day for Earth Day.
I don't know what the fuck Hi-Res has them doing for job.
The Save the Earth
Their
Day.
title's community manager. but I don't see them managing any fucking community. Community doesn't give a shit about these skins. They want other shit. Please explain it to me. I don't understand. I could be a community manager while streaming. On stream, I could be one. I should be one, honestly. Fuck.
April 20th. I think we're all taking PTO.
Oh, we are?
I think so.
Awesome. Well,
Something about the color green.
Earth
I'm not
Day?
really sure.
The Earth skins are on sale? What the fuck am I gonna do with the Earth skins? Nobody likes Geb.
Today. Thanks for the update as well on the skins and stuff. We'll see you all again soon. If you need to get in touch with them, you can find them both on Twitter and the Reddits every single day. That's Hyra Savvy and Hyra's David. But now it's time to move on to everyone's favorite time. It's patch notes. And my boy Pon is ready.
I don't get it, bro. I don't understand.
I'm excited about this patch because
Right,
you've
let's
done a
listen
few
to
things in
Pon.
here
I like
that
Pon.
I'm surprised at.
Yeah, I think we have a lot to cover.
So
we
proud.
have some rank stuff. We have a whole bunch of balance stuff for both items and gods. And I actually did you a favor and divided bugs and balance changes.
I know. I'm so proud of you. So we can just skip over those in a little
No,
bit.
we have to go over them still.
Why?
It's just now people won't be confused thinking that god's getting a balance change and then it's a bug change.
It's like 2 pages of bug fixes that should have been fixed already, Pompon.
But they're fixed now, and we have to talk about it.
Well, let's start off with ranked summer split, first of all. With spring coming to an end, the spring split is over.
Yes, it is over. So any rewards that were going to be coming out from the God leaderboards or getting Grandmasters are going to be coming out, and the summer split is starting with a soft reset, and everyone has to requalify.
So soft reset, you got to requalify with your 10 games as usual?
Yep. And so just so everyone's clear on soft reset, it's your MMR is basically a bell curve. A lot of people are in the center. Some people are on the outside of it. Now everyone's getting squished together in. People who are still really good are still going to be on the top end of the bell curve, but they'll be closer to the middle so that everyone can kind of regrow and requalify. And it's like a soft reset.
So where are you positioned in that?
I was like maybe top 5%, I think.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's top 5%. I don't even play ranked.
So
I must
soft
have been
reset
top
is the first intervention
0.05.
players will have their matchmaking
hell?
rate adjusted towards the average, which you mentioned. God leaderboards as well. All players who place at the top of God leaderboard will receive a gem bonus in 4.7 is live. God leaderboards will have been reset for the summer split, and we've also increased the number of games required to qualify for placement from 5 to 10 for the God leaderboards.
Just for the God leaderboard, and that's mainly, there are a few people who, the way your kind of God leaderboard is calculated has a lot to do with your placement in ranked.
Okay.
If you're a master level player and you win 5 games, it's more important than if you're a bronze person and win 5 games. So we weight heavily your rating, but after 10 games, people could go like, after 5 games, we could go like 5-0 and be really, really, really high up.
Sure.
So now you have to do 10 games. It's harder to go 10-0. People who are really good with the character will generally rise above those people who have to play 10 games.
Okay, other things to do with ranked as well. Back-end adjustments. There have been a number of back-end adjustments to allow for more accurate and improved placements.
Yep, bug fixes, small tweaks to the system. That's one of the benefits of having a split system, where we kind of can reset 3 times a year, is if we see something going on in the first split, we can really quickly fix it for the second split.
Awesome. On top of that, there is also placement after qualifying updates. Adjusted how players are placed out of qualifications to make it more difficult to obtain a very high division. Yep. So what's the highest division you can get then?
It can still be very high, but it'll be a lot harder.
Right.
For the people who were soft reset, you're likely, as long as your MMR was actually at a diamond level or a master's level, you could qualify back there. But if you were someone who's qualifying now or someone who didn't really belong there, it's going to be much tougher for you to get up there.
Okay, cool. On top of that, tribute point losses. Players will now be able to see how their earned TP is calculated at the end of match lobby.
Yeah, a lot of people are kind of confused how the system works, how like your TP is determined. It starts at 11, and then you get plus or minus modifiers for how favored the match was to go in your way.
Okay.
Also, as well as another modifier that is if your MMR and your division are different, they kind of bring it close together. So now you actually be able to visually see how your TP is being calculated to kind of better inform how the system works.
Awesome. On top of that, there's also lobby ordering updates as well, which is the first 2 players in picks and bans lobby will now be your top 2 players sorted by MMR.
Yeah, so when you're the 2 pro players in the game, you have controls over picks and bans now.
But what about the bottom 3? I don't know who the bad one is.
Well, the bottom
now
3
we
randomized
still
are gonna be
know
the same
that the
as
other
so you can't
3
pick on them.
fucking
Damn.
suck.
You can't be a rude dude.
So can I just pick on all 3
You
of them?
can be rude.
But then they have the majority, so they can pick back on you.
I don't care.
That's not how that works.
Reload at me, right?
See, you're a rude dude.
I'm just being honest. Like, I'm just going to do what the community does too, right? On
I
top
don't
of that,
get
it's
it,
also
bro.
selected from any owned god. Players can now pick from all owned gods during the picking and banning phase in ranked. Players will still need a minimum mastery count to queue for ranked. So does that mean I can play a god that I've not mastered in ranked?
It means you could do that. It also means that if you haven't mastered Khepri and your first pick wants Khepri, or like your fourth pick, your first pick wants to pick you Khepri, but he can't because like he didn't actually master it because he doesn't
What
like
are
playing
they
Guardians,
doing?
then he can actually now pick it
What
free as long
the
as he
fuck?
owns it. So it should make
You
it
got
so that
people
teams can actually draft
mastering
a little
gods
more
in this
appropriately.
shit.
Okay, so have the God pack,
What
and you shouldn't
the
have any
fuck?
issues in your ranked games anymore of having people who've not
Or just
mastered
play a ton
gods.
and unlock everything.
Well played. On top of that, there is Rank TP Decay. TP Decay has been updated to be more intense due to the shorter split durations. TP Decay will begin after 2 weeks of not playing ranked and will become more
not
intense.
Decay. Now I gotta play
So it
rank.
goes from 2 weeks of 2 TP per day lost, 3 weeks 4 TP per day lost, 4 weeks 6 TP, all the way up to 10 weeks. 6 weeks.
Oh,
which is
Hi-Rez
10
is
TP a day
fucking
lost.
me.
It's about so if you were to play the first day, qualify, and then never play again, you lose about 1 whole tier. So
Okay.
you go from like Platinum 5 to Gold 5, and it also stops at Gold 5. You can't demote any lower than that.
So Gold 5 is the lowest you can do.
Yes.
I gotta play
the big
once
thing
every
is we
2
want to make
weeks.
sure that players who are playing consistently, because like they're dealing with meta changes as people develop things, they're more kind of tuned to the meta versus someone who plays day one and then never plays again.
Sure.
All right,
They
we're
could
gonna
still
have
be down
a
one even though they don't know any of the new meta developed over
bi-monthly-
the entire split. So we're just making sure that players have
Is
to
that
kind of
right?
keep playing,
Bi-monthly?
keep being invested in this, so
Keep
that
the
like
ranks going.
they're
Bi-monthly
still in the
rank
ranks, they're
stream.
still aware of what's going on and everything like that.
And then also playing a single game will reset the timer for the decay to begin, so
Yep.
make sure you keep playing. And you can now demote through TP Decay
Yeah,
up to Gold 5.
You
which is what
couldn't do that
mentioned.
before.
But you can now.
You can now.
There you go. So if you're in Masters and you don't play, then you're going to go all the way down to Gold 5 if things go wrong.
Well,
And now,
actually, the split can't last that long.
can it not?
It's
Good point.
it's
Good
literally
point.
about one division is how it works out. If you
Good point.
play day one and then never play again.
You are.
Bi-weekly,
Miscellaneous,
yeah,
then.
there you go.
When receiving
Bi-weekly.
gems, favor, fantasy points, etc., your notifications will now also tell you the amount of the currency received.
Yeah. So now you actually know if that
Well,
gem
it's about
that
time.
gem gift was like 5 or if it was 500.
Woohoo! That's a good start. And now onto the
I've
new
joined
section of the patch notes.
The bug section.
The bug section. I don't know how often this section
bug
is. This
section
section going to
come on?
always
Oh,
be
yeah,
here, do you
Hindu?
reckon?
Oh,
if we
okay.
have bugs to fix, which is pretty much always.
So this is always going to be here then?
Yes, it will always be here, and we
Yeah.
will always have to go over it. Actually, this first one I think you will like, even though you're like, oh no, bugs. But like, this is more like a really nice update.
Well, here we go. You can see some on screen. Right. Relics, new audio effects for Sundering Spear, Phantom Veil, Horrific Emblem, and Bracer of Undoing. And not only that, visual updates for Phantom Veil, Bracer of Undoing, and Cursed Ankh as well. Also, a new icon. Blink Rune has been updated to better differentiate itself from Teleport Glyph.
It's orange.
Hooray!
It's like an orange color.
Hooray, I can
That's
tell the
crazy.
Very
difference.
different.
That is
Next
wild,
up is
guys.
Mystical Mail. Fixed an issue where Mystical Mail damage was not scaling with items like
It wasn't
Rune-Forged Hammer.
scaling.
Yep.
What the fuck, Pon Pon?
You let that through. That's a-
Damage modification.
Stone of Gaia. Stone of Gaia should now stop Ares' ultimate.
The ultimate's not hitting Hindu?
Because it does a
Yes!
pull.
Let's go, Hindu.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but it's coded differently was the issue.
Yeah,
we're having, right?
there, especially like how like certain characters handle certain effects, things can be coded differently.
Sure.
Stone of Gaia now works with that.
And then it's on to God bug fixes. That was item bug fixes.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got God bug fixes too. Yeah, don't get excited. All you little nerds out there are all excited about these. 'Cause I don't
Dude,
care.
I'm excited about these.
I'm not
Fuck
because
you,
it just
Pom Pom.
I guess I'm a
wastes my
nerd. It's fine.
time. Amusen Car Bees updated this description of this ability with the correct radius for this ability.
Yep.
Correct
That's
radius,
actually almost
Fixed?
all of these.
Fixed?
Arachne,
There we go.
Nightcrawler, updated the description of this ability with the correct radius for this ability.
Mhm.
Athena,
Pom Pom, why is
Shield
this on
Lock,
there?
updated
This is
the
all
description
bullshit.
of this ability
Hindu,
with
stop
the
reading.
correct radius for
This is
this
dumb.
ability. Chuck, Thunderstrike, updated the description of this ability
This is-
with the correct radius for this ability.
It's really
How many
watching you.
fixes are there? This
Pin,
shit is
updated
never
the
ending.
description of this
What the
ability
fuck?
with the correct radius for this ability.
Yeah, we still have a few more.
Couple more left, bear with me. Fafnir. Oh, fix an issue where Fafnir could recall during the transformation back
He
to
could
dwarf form.
recall. What the fuck?
could
Oh
recall?
my god.
Yeah, he could recall. You couldn't recall going from dwarf to dragon, but dragon to dwarf he could.
I didn't know that. Didn't work for
Wait,
me
what?
anyway.
Wait,
Freya,
what?
Valkyrie's discretion. Freya's ultimate should no longer hitch clicking to fire this ability.
Yeah, there was actually a problem. If you held it, it worked perfectly and it fired all 4 shots. If you spam clicked in certain situations, it would hitch
Yeah, it
and you
would fuck
would
up.
have a hard time firing them all.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, so now you can spam it and it should actually work.
Good.
Updated
It
the
took you
description
fucking
of
3
this
years to fix
ability
that,
with the
Pom
correct
Pom.
radius
Bullshit.
for this ability as well. Hoi, Mark of the Golden Crow, updated the description of this ability with the correct range for this ability. Isis, Dispel Magic, updated this description of this ability with the correct radius for this ability. Just so you know, you're not going to say it's going to be a long patch note show. There
Hindu,
is
it's okay.
about
Calm
4
down.
pages
Relax.
of this. Watch.
It's all
No,
right.
that's not 4 pages of
Cousin
that.
Bow. Sumo Slam. Sumo Slam should now properly be immune to
It wasn't
during
immune,
this
Pon
duration.
Pon.
Yeah, it would
You
cleanse it
fucking
at the start,
suck.
but it wouldn't actually cleanse throughout.
New War Clay Soldiers. Clay Soldiers should no longer scale with physical power.
Yep.
They were scaling with physical
Yeah,
power.
so if you got
bugs
fire
are dumb
giants,
as
you
fuck.
would actually, they would hurt a little
Double.
harder.
Oh, okay. The Morrigan. Confusion. The Morrigan's Phantom will no longer add stacks to ice if passive when destroyed. That's good. Although that's a nerf to ices, technically, right?
I mean, a little bit.
Changeling. When transformed into Kumbhakarna and under the effects of his passive, the Morrigan will wait until she awakens from sleepy before turning back into herself.
Yes.
Wait, I didn't even know
You
Morgan
actually
got
transform
passive
midway through
from
being
fucking
sleepy.
Goomba.
That's a
Who
pretty
even
good
plays
one. I
Goomba
like
anymore?
That little interaction, just fixing that. Fix an issue where targets is from a Wheelix will persist after transforming into her. And Jing 10, Whirlwind of Rage and
Almost
Steel.
done.
Fix an issue where using your ultimate on a knocked up target would cause them to not be thrown. And for anyone who didn't recognize any of those, I'll just read it again. Updated the description of this ability with the correct range for this ability. If you didn't know what most of those were.
That was almost all.
job,
of them.
Hindu.
Now it's on to
Good job.
items, and there's a couple of pages of items up next, and we're going to start things off with a new yet returning relic.
Yes.
Another
What is it?
relic!
Frenzy.
Holy
Belt
Frenzy's
of
Frenzy's back. Pon, how could
Belt
you?
of Frenzy is back, and these are the stats for it. All allied gods in 70 units gain a 10% increased damage to all targets and 15% attack speed increase for 5 seconds. While active, you gain plus 10 bonus damage towards objectives, and the upgraded version of that will give you an additional 10 penetration as well as those other things.
Obviously, it's Frenzy again, but it never
so
got
this
picked up
is
as
actually
an
a little bit
active
different than it was
or a
before.
relic.
Before it gave you bonus physical and magical power scaling.
Yes.
And that could only really help characters that actually had power scaling. If they rushed pen and had low damage and their base is really high, it didn't really help them. So now it's just 10% flat, so everyone can benefit from it pretty well.
I
And
don't know.
it's just one of those things that people really wanted to see back. We were talking about like how we
How's it
changed a
gonna do
few
it,
of the, like we had Frenzy as a ritual. We removed it. People were like, but I really want that as like maybe a relic, and so that's what we did.
And none of you are going to buy it again.
I don't know. I think it has some merit.
None of you are going to buy it.
I
No,
actually thought the
you're
old
not.
one
You're
had
literally
you
not.
could just
Like
run.
you
I know,
might
they
troll
complain
pick it up
about
on
but they're not
Loki
gonna
and
use
shit.
it. One
but-
person sent me a screenshot saying, look, I played it in one game. Next up, Blackthorn Hammer is an item that we've not seen for a little while. If at all,
Remove
since
it.
came
Change
out in
the
Season
item.
4, but this has had a
Pon,
health
change the item,
adjustment
please.
increased from 250 to 350.
300 L
Yes,
Pon
so
Pon.
It
That's
has
the
a very
perfect
powerful
fix.
passive effect where you drop below health, you get complete mana return on all your abilities. You get 3 seconds off of it. It can help you escape. It can help you engage. But the core stats for that passive weren't reliable enough to actually.
Mama, what the fuck are you
when
saying
it
right
The
now?
passive triggered was really good.
What
When
the
passive
fuck are you
trigger
saying right
didn't
now?
Happen, it wasn't very good.
No one
and so the
cares
core stats
about this
behind it,
fucking
so that,
item.
that's kind of thing that makes it good when the passive doesn't trigger.
No.
Just were not enough
No.
to justify picking it up.
No.
So we're increasing its health by 150.
It
This
doesn't
will make
matter.
you a lot tankier, so you actually can kind of be in the middle of a
Pon,
fight more.
please.
30% health.
Listen to me.
Because you have more health.
Change the item.
So you could actually make more use of the passive.
Done with this. Change the fucking
So I
item.
think it'll be pretty solid.
Please,
Back
Pon
to
Pon.
relics
Shut the
again.
fuck up.
We're going to see Cursed Ankh
Thank
get a
you.
cooldown reduction from 150 seconds to 120 seconds, as well as the upgraded version of the Cursed Ankh will lower the cooldown from 100, I guess from 120 seconds to 100.
Damn.
No.
It
It
was
was.
150.
They were both 150.
Got you. Okay,
That's
so
actually
just
nice.
increased the duration.
Yeah,
This is a
so
good
it actually is reduced on the normal version and reduced to more for the upgrade.
Sure. So 100 seconds on the Cursed upgrade as well. Moving on to the next one, Gladiator's
change. I like it.
Shield. We've increased
That's
the
a good
physical
change. That's
protection
actually a
from
really good
40
change.
to
I'm
50,
proud.
45, I should
Good
say.
job, Pon Pon.
And increased the
Good shit.
percentage of health and mana restored from its passive from 2% to 2.5%.
So this is a bridge item, and kind of like Ikvul for hunters, where it's you get a very good power spike early on, but then it kind of peters off because it isn't a tier 3. It doesn't have full tier 3 stats. Eventually, other build choices will outweigh it, and so for what it was doing, it was just not quite there to do that. Right, it's a fine balance
Okay,
point.
sure.
It's either way too good or way too bad.
I don't give a shit about
We
this
wanna
item.
Make sure that we hit
Do
it.
whatever you
Some
want,
people
Pon.
experimented
I don't
with the
care.
start of season 4, kept it for a little while, and then it fell off. So we're just increasing the protection a little bit, and we're also making it so it restores a little bit more health, and we're going to see where that falls.
Okay, well, we have a new item coming up next, but before we go into it on the scroll,
A new
so
item!
just talk to me
Let's
about
go,
what the
Hindu.
idea of this
Tell
is
me.
going to be called Lono's Mask.
Yes.
And
This is cool.
What's the whole idea behind this, first of all? Who's it aimed at? What's it designed
So
for?
it
Don't
is
worry.
for supports.
Don't
It
worry.
is a 500
No,
gold
you
mask similar to Ring does, which we had at the start of season 4. And we're kind of experimenting with masks. We're seeing what they can do for characters that like they can get a starter and they can get a mask. This one is specifically for supports who want to assist and farm. So they will get a stack of permanent max health per stack they get of 2. It stacks up to 150 health total, so 75 stacks. And when you complete the stacks, you get 400 gold.
Okay.
You just get 400 gold. It's like turning in a quest.
He's
Wait,
read
that
through,
literally
but I'll go
pays
through it
for
one more
itself
time for
then,
you.
pretty
It's going
much.
to cost 500 gold. It's going
That's
to give you a
insane.
passive of being within assist range of a minion or jungle camp monster dealing
Wait,
death
it only
without
gives
dealing
health?
the killing blow gives you a stack. only the closest ally god in assist range with Lono's Mask gets a stack, and each stack provides 2 health. Stacks are permanent and stack up to 75 times. Upon reaching 75 stacks,
That's so weird,
you're given
dude.
400 gold. So you get 400 gold back as well as 75 stacks, which is 150 health.
Yeah, so you will have the base. It doesn't have really any base stats. It has a little bit of HP 5. You get the health for it at the end of it, and then you get the 400 gold for completing it.
Now, when I sell that item, does it still sell for 333 gold like Bombers?
It still sells for 333, and you don't have to refund the gold.
That's
and
such
you
a
can
weird
actually
item.
and stack
Like,
again
it's a
if you wanted.
really cool
Or you
idea.
could spend 733 gold on something else.
I don't know. 150 health.
Yeah, the big thing is you can essentially delay starting to build something like a Sovereignty for your team or a Gauntlet of Thebes for the potential higher payoff, especially if your team is more farm oriented.
Yep.
Otherwise, players will have to choose: do they want to rush the aura item or do they want to rush this
so
to be
weird.
more
I don't
efficient
know.
later on?
That'd be a lot of
Also,
health though,
supposed
having
not to play with
Vanguard
that
in
in
that,
this patch as well.
or
Next up
like
is meditation.
the
Is
other
getting
one
a
in
bit of
that.
a nerf
Watchers.
this patch, or at least an adjustment for sure.
It's a
Pom
nerf
Pom,
towards the
thank
early
God.
game. It's relatively the same in the late game, and it also makes it so it's less inconsistent in its power.
Okay, sure. That makes
Okay,
sense. Well,
yeah,
we'll go
Pom,
for it.
yeah.
Meditation Cloak
I like
now
the
heals for
idea.
a flat amount, scaling with level.
Flat amount.
Heal
Hindu
change from
flat?
15% of the caster's maximum health to 75 plus 12 health per level. Change the mana restored from 35% of the caster's maximum
Look at
mana
that.
to 30% of the
Mana shit's
target's
irrelevant
maximum
as fuck.
mana. So whatever your personal maximum mana is, that's
Yeah.
how much
Not
you're gonna
nerfed
get
hard
mana
enough.
back.
Yes.
I want to see it
And
nerfed
the
into the
big thing
ground,
here is
Pawn. Into the
Before
ground.
it worked off the caster's health, so if the Guardian got it, it was very potent. Especially that's what we saw at competitive level. People are picking this up, saving.
That
their
is
carry
gonna be
very
a
early
nice
very effectively
change,
because it was
but,
off
like,
their health. But if a carry bought it, or if someone a little bit more squishy bought it, it was not nearly as effective. So it's now even across the board. We lowered it for the top end from the Guardians. It's a little bit up for the Assassins, and so it's
Okay,
somewhere
for
in the middle.
supports picking
We'll
it
see
up,
how
it'll
that
be
goes. And then
worse,
target
like
mana
way worse.
Means that
But like solo
if I'm
laners
a
picking
Guardian
it
with
up
very low mana,
as their
it picks up
second
from my team,
active,
I'm
it's still
actually
gonna be
not
pretty
helping my
strong.
team as much. But if I'm a character that would rather have more mana back because I have a higher mana pool, meditation will now restore more because it's the target's mana.
Got you. On top of that, the upgrade version, I'm pretty sure it just reads word for word, Pompon. I don't think you've checked this properly.
It reads word for word only because the upgrade. So the upgrade had to change as well. So that's what that change is. But it does have the additional effect of the HP 5 and MP 5 that it gives. So that's more of a technical because otherwise Meditation Cloak would sound like it was previously the same in the old patch.
Oh.
Just give me a second.
It's not a bug fix.
Now I'm just going to read out exactly
Come on,
here.
Hindu.
So we've just fixed Pompon now. We've updated the description of this ability with the correct radius for this ability in Pompon's patch notes reading skills. Rage is up next, and Rage has got a new passive, Pompon.
Yep, a completely new passive.
Again!
What are you doing? Please make Mercury
Let's
better.
see what this one
Golden
is.
Bow.
It's interesting.
Give me Golden
So
Bow
first of all,
back.
increase the cost of Rage from 2200 to 2400.
No!
It's going to have this passive. Killing or getting an assist on an enemy god gives
What?
you 1 stack. Each stack provides 1 critical strike chance. Stacks are permanent and stack up to 5 times. At 5 stacks, you gain an additional 10%
Why the
critical
fuck did you?
strike chance.
Pon
That's a lot
Pon,
of
fuck
crit
you.
yet.
Fuck
So
you,
this was
Pon.
initially designed in season
Why'd you
4
change
to
the
be a
price, you
source of
bitch?
really cheap
Hindu,
crit,
fix this shit right
and
now.
then it could have a higher payoff
Fix this
potential. But the
shit.
higher payoff
This is
potential,
bullshit.
if you already got a kill as
Stream,
a
I can't
hunter
do
or you're
this.
around to kill,
I
you're
can't
probably
fucking do this.
anyway. Felt more like a win more thing. You'd rather
Why
have
is it more
consistent damage output.
expensive?
So we changed it a little bit so that now it's a little more expensive. It's still a cheap source of crit. And then if you actually go through the motions of getting it stacked for taking
it's
that
still
hit in your
good.
build curve, especially as a hunter, like taking a hit.
But
to
now
your
my
build
build's
curve
more
is a pretty big
expensive, so
deal.
I'm pissed.
If you actually go through
Why?
that and get the 5 stacks done, you now have a very cheap source of a lot of crit.
And it's an assist.
It will be a lot of crit
for
Mercury, guys.
You just have to be around.
It'll be a fuck ton of crit. I just don't like that it's more expensive.
Out there,
Yeah, I think
give feedback
third,
on that
fourth
one.
item would be the sweet spot to pick this up because you need the
Dude,
base
my
stats
voice
to
is
provide
fried.
for it, and then you
Allergies
can have
are
enough
killing
time to
me.
actually get the build up. But it could be that people want to actually get more power curve on the third or fourth item build.
I
So we'll
wasn't
see
even
what
gonna
this
stream
falls.
today.
Next up is
Interesting.
Rune Forged Hammer. Rune Forged Hammer
Take
is
it
gonna
out
have
of the
a health
game, Pon.
increase from
Get rid of
200
it.
to 250. But not only that, we're
Okay.
going to increase the passive damage from
More
crowd
damage
control
on the
targets
item
from
nobody
10%
picks up.
to
You're doing such a good job
Yes.
this
So
patch,
for
Pon
a
Pon.
lot
I'm proud of
of
you, dude. This
characters,
is
Rune Forged Hammer is
genius
actually quite
fucking
effective.
changes.
Think of Hercules
Genius.
dashing in.
Tell your devs
and
they're
hitting
fucking
with a 10%
dipshit.
increased damage
Sick of
boulder.
this.
It's now 15%.
Sick of this. Get
And the
rid
big
of
thing
this
is
item.
making sure that characters can actually make use of this, actually get the damage bonus.
Nobody
It's
makes
conditional
use of this
damage, so
item.
you're not always gonna have
Nobody,
supply
Pon.
to you, so it does
Nobody.
make
Not
the
even the
payoff
assault
worth
mains
it
can
when you
figure
can't get
this
the trigger,
fucking
whether
item
it's
out,
team
bro.
synergy
Not
or
even the
shared
assault
synergy.
mains.
And we saw that it really fell off of use, so a little bit extra tankiness, a little bit extra damage should help that a little bit more often fit into builds.
Shield of the Regrowth is the next one.
Getting
This
nerfed,
has
I
a
bet.
Are we buffing
shift.
it?
No, it's a shift.
Oh, we're shifting it.
I think mostly this is overall a nerf, but it is a shift.
And the shift will be decreased CDR from 20% to 10%. On top of that, increased health from 200 to 300.
Holy shit!
Yes, so we saw this
Why?
item.
So health back
They went to more defensive.
So the big thing is we saw this item kind of take off in Season 4, fit into a lot of healers builds, whether that was Chang'e, Aphrodite, or Hercules. We saw a lot of characters pick this up.
That's going to change a lot of builds, I think, at least the order.
The health was too much. But after watching how it plays out for the first split, it's mainly, I think, the CDR that is enabling this item to be a little bit too effective.
Okay.
And so we wanted to tone that down, but we didn't want to just nerf, and then nerf again. We wanted to nerf the spot we feel like it needs to be adjusted, and then bring back some of that strength we nerfed previously.
Makes sense. Okay. Next up is Shillelagh.
I don't know if that's really going to nerf the item to the ground.
That's
Blackthorn
tree.
Yeah.
Shillelagh has had a health increase as well from 100 to 200. Basically following the same conversation path of Blackthorn.
Same item we're never going to buy. It doesn't feel like a huge detriment. I like it.
And on top of that, then Stone of Binding. Stone of Binding passive now triggers on all crowd control, not just on hard crowd control. Ooh.
So it functions now like Runeforged Hammer.
I like it.
So I think the good example for this, right, is Ymir.
Yeah.
Ymir
compare that to Runeforged.
have the aura for 5 seconds for his team with freeze, and then no more. No more throughout the fight. Now he can actually freeze, get the proc, 2 get the proc, ult get the proc. Then he uses 2 again because Glacial Strike is on a super low cooldown. So characters, especially a lot of Guardians who have multiple forms of CC, can now chain this a lot more effectively, yes.
We buffed Cabrakan with this item.
We'll see how people feel about him after we get to God Balance.
Okay.
But yes, but
Bracken already has 3 hard
to trigger
CCs,
effectively for
so
a
it
lot of
doesn't matter.
Guardians. It's now a little more easy to trigger. You'll actually be able to keep the passive up through most of an engagement.
I'm finally in the item section. Yes, we've just got to the end of the items now. Sundering Spear upgrade has been not as upgraded.
I don't really care about this.
It's a little bit nerfed.
Pretty much. Increased damage debuff from 30% to 25%.
That is technically a correct statement.
Word choices are great here. And also increased the cooldown from 90 seconds to 100 seconds. Why have we done this?
So Sundering Spear actually was kind of really interesting. We saw a lot of people play with it. It's both a fun item and actually a pretty viable item.
Sure.
But the upgrade was giving a bit too much, bit too often. So we're just toning it down a hair. It'll deal a little bit less bonus damage to the target being hit. It'll happen a little bit less often.
Okay.
Bro, are they going to nerf Cabrakan and make him have a slow rather than Tremors?
Okay, that's the end of items, and now it's on to gods.
So happy.
Yeah, we have a lot this patch.
I know, we're just not going to stop. There's still got a new god at the end of the show. Don't forget about that.
Hindu,
Stay tuned. Even
tell
if
me
you
what's
get
happening in
bored
the
like I am,
Quanger.
We've saying the same words over and over again. Fixed an issue.
range.
Ao Kuang is first one up, and Ao Kuang is going to get a water illusion change here. Minion damage can no longer break the stealth from water illusion.
Yes, so you'll actually see this with Ao Kuang, Izanami, and the Morrigan. All their stealths previously break on, or they all break on damage, but minions could target them. A straight arrow shot could de-stealth them. We did some things to help Izanami, but there were still cases where Izanami could get popped out. So now we're just making it so that all those stealths only break on god damage now. Minion damage will no longer break them.
There you go. That's Ao Kuang. Next up is Wheelix Moonlit Charge. The mana cost of this ability is going to be going down. It was 85 at all ranks. It's now going to scale from 60 all the way up to 80.
What are these changes?
She is an early kind of mid-game focused
What are we doing, Pon?
Jungler.
What are you getting paid to do?
The mana
This is
cost on a
bullshit.
skill that you generally only rank up once.
You're changing random shit. Are you bored? Do you need some work to do? You need a fixed rank or something? What the fuck do you need me to put you on? This is
We're lowering
bullshit.
it so it's a little bit easier for her to build.
Hindu, get this fucking guy out of here.
From like how we balance around like
bullshit.
higher
You
like
really-
late
this
game
bullshit?
characters like Artemis,
Yeah?
for example. Her mana pool
Yeah,
is
me too.
relatively the
Me too.
same in how it's like used and costed. She's a little bit lower, but she's also a late game character. Wheelix is more of an early game character, so she kind of needs the mana cost to really fight.
Makes sense. Cabrakan. Next up on the list, Cabrakan is getting some buffs this patch, and by buffs we mean nerfs, and by nerfs we mean reduced base physical protection from 23 to 20. So he was on the top edge of the Guardians alongside like Ymir, correct?
Yeah, he was really high up there, so he's being toned down a bit.
And on top of that, Tremor's damage has come down as well. It used to be 25 to 65 scaling. It's now going to be 22 to 62 scaling. But that's 3 damage per Tremor.
Yeah, 3 damage per Tremor.
That
it
is a
works
lot
out
of
so that
damage.
if
It's
you were
like
the only source of
10 or
damage to
20,
the minion wave, it's going to be 2 more ticks of Tremor.
Right.
That gives
that's
more
a
time for
lot.
the Soul Laner to react to you. It gives more time for the Soul Laner to help clear against you. It gives
That
more
is a
time
lot,
just in
actually.
general.
He's
for
going to
like,
take more damage.
He's going to take more damage, especially now with the physical protection's base being a little bit lower. This is really
3 damage adds up
Cabrakan
really
in
quick.
the Soul Lane, especially
Really quick.
with Mark of the Vanguard, was mitigating a ton of damage, being able to really exert. He tremored really effectively, and then he could pressure the enemy jungle and the enemy Soul Laner.
Sure.
These are very targeted nerfs to that Soul Lane potential, so that he can still do it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a little bit more dangerous. It's going to take a little bit longer, so that Soul Laners have more opportunity to react.
It's not
So
huge
we're well aware of the
change,
Cabrakan
guys, but
situation
it
right
might
now.
be
We're trying
good
to solve
enough.
it. Hopefully this is the change that works out, but if not, we're going to continue looking at it.
Yep, we'll continue looking at him.
Next up is Camazotz as well. Some people mentioned about a buff here, and it's going to be a small buff here or there. Essence Drinker. Camisots can now drink essence pools at full speed at all times, not necessarily just out of combat, whether or not in combat. Yeah.
Yeah, so the big thing there is we kind of made some statements about in-combat healing, out-of-combat healing. Yeah, sure. And for a character that has to stand in the pool and be a very vulnerable target and like actually drink it, it felt weird that while in combat he couldn't do that if he opted to. Sure. So we're enabling him, especially because he's such a sustained character, he needs that health to kind of stay in a fight.
I like it.
We're just going to make it so he can drink it in combat at full speed. Again, he has to be very stationary to do it. You can very easily punish him if you want to. But if he finds the opportunity to do it, he should be rewarded for it.
And not only that, Devour. We've removed the brief delay on Devour's leap. Camisots will now begin leaping and is untargetable as soon as this ability is activated.
Yeah, he would actually be on the ground for a little bit and then leap. And so now he'll still play about the same animation, but he won't have that like 0.2 second period where he could be hit. Gotcha. And especially for a thing that has you're untargetable during it, you can't take damage during it. It's used to avoid skills. Making sure you can actually reliably get that timing down and you're not going to clip those 2 seconds is really important. So this should give, especially high-level players, the ability to dodge damage more effectively.
Kurnanos is the next one up on the list, and Kurnanos has been around and people have been talking about him, so we're going to give him another little nerf dispatch. The nerf dispatch is on the Wild Hunt. We've reduced the radius from 30 to 25.
It was covering a little bit too much area. It was hitting too many people too often. It would be a really powerful crowd control effect to apply to a whole team. Now it's going to be a little bit harder to hit. It's going to be easier to escape as the enemy player, so there's more counterplay opportunity there that wasn't there previously.
Next up is Hunbats. Hunbats is taking a couple of nerfs this patch. What's the reason for the nerfs, first of all?
He's doing really well. He's been doing overall really well at the start of Season 4. We saw in the LAN, especially recently, he was really, really dominant performance. He was like the top jungler overall. And we feel this is generally due to, we did a few changes in Season 4 about
I told you guys I wanted Hunbats nerf.
How the meta kind of changed, how items changed. You can buy Bumbas and a starter item that helped us clear. Having a 40% slow at the start of the game was also really good for boxing potential and ganking. And so, because he's been unchanged for so long, but the meta shifted
the last 3 changes are pretty damn good.
Before he was always like a third or fourth tier jungler.
They're just
now
slight
he's always the first pick jungler. We kind of have to hit him now.
And the changes will be, as you can see on the screen, Somersault decreased the slow from 40% at all ranks to scaling from 20 to 40%. And Fido Evil has had 10 seconds added to its ultimate time from 90 seconds to 100.
So his level 1 boxing potential is down because the slow is a little bit reduced. You have more ability to actually play around it. And the ultimate will just come up a little bit less often throughout the course of the game.
Is an army. Her change this patch is going to be Fade Away, which we mentioned, very similar to earlier on. Ao Kuang, so we're going to do the same thing there, make sure it's a little bit more effective and not going to have the issues with Fade Away of minion breaking damage. Cousin Bo is the next one on. The Nene Kappa.
What are you doing to him?
Getting buffed.
Yep.
Nene Kappa now inherits 20% of Cousin Bo's current health and protections in addition to its base.
Oh, no, wait. How much health would that do?
The big thing is Nene Kappa in the early game,
400
he
HP?
actually was able to get his damage off. Yeah, he's going to be tanky, dude. He could get his damage off, people could kill it, and it was kind of relatively feasible. But as you got to late game, Hunters were just one-shot and ignore it. It didn't get a chance to be effective. It didn't really get a chance to really
If you get 3 little Kappas up, they're going to be annoying as
fuck. Now it's going to inherit some of those protections, so the Nene Kappa will be present in a team fight, actually.
It's like a 6v5 then with that thing, by the looks of it. We'll see.
And if you get hit a ton, you can throw out more.
You can.
Just throw out Nene Kappas that are going to live for a really long time.
Another buff that you may have heard of if you keep connected on social media, it leaks a little bit earlier on, is Nerjar's getting a bit of love this
Lotus
patch.
plus ring equals ring, 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 lol. Was the teaser.
Oh, is that what it was?
That was actually the teaser.
Well, the actual result is, as you can see on the screen, he's going to get 1 more additional bounce on his ring tosser, all ranks. It used to be 3
his
to 7,
clear got better.
4 to 8. What's the reason?
His 2v1 potential got better.
In general.
His
he
jungle clear just got better.
They just weren't quite enough to make him there. We're giving him extra
That's a whole
bounce
nother ring.
His jungle clear. It'll help his wave clear if he chooses to start in mid or solo lane. If he finds a good opportunity to get multiple bounces, it'll be a little bit more rewarded for it with 1 extra bounce. We'll see how this actually plays out with him, but it's just a slight upward adjustment to Universe Ring Toss, so it can be more effective in more situations, which should hopefully bring him to the mid and late game a little bit better.
Okay. On top of that, there's Nox next. Yes, we're still on N. That's how good the match is so far.
We have a lot.
Night Terror. We're going to decrease the cooldown from 90 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to go from 90, scaling all the way down to 70 seconds. So more up.
If you get CDR, it's going to be like a 40-second cooldown.
Nox
Holy
is
tits.
a highly variable character. She can be very good at situations because she can really punish someone who get caught.
Nara's
out with
making
the
some
2
cool
in 1
changes.
combo.
I like it.
But oftentimes she can also do nothing in a team fight. If she whiffs her 2 and her 1, she doesn't contribute much, and she only has her ultimate to really contribute. We didn't want to buff the 2 and the 1 because she has been underperforming. The 3 we buffed a while back, and it's now in a pretty good spot. And so we really looked at the ultimate, and it has this really cool effect of reducing damage. But often players hold on to it for a really long time because it's a long cooldown. They want to use it when they have the opportunity to make sure they can get a kill. So we figured that it'd be good to reduce the cooldown that, so players felt, especially with max CDR, you could use that more often and sporadically in a team fight. You could use it to start a team fight and not feel as bad about it. And just gives her a little bit more consistency that she needs throughout the game.
After Nox, it's on to Sol, who's next on the list, and her
Sol?
Stellar Burst is going to change this patch. Stellar Burst no longer has an in-hand penalty when firing.
Yeah, it used to function a lot like a basic attack. We've slowly changed the rules so it's more like an ability. This is further changing it, so it's now it's way more like an ability. Making it have the in-hand penalty on it just kind of felt weird, so we've removed it.
And 2 more gods to go. The second to last one is Susano. Yes, Susano's going to get a small change this patch. It's to do with Storm Qatar. Hydra's Lament will now only proc on this first stage of this ability, because it was procking every time, right?
So this is a twofold change. One is a consistency thing. Nemesis, for example, could dash twice, but also didn't get anything for it. So this makes it more consistent so that characters who have multi-stage abilities only get it once on the first cast. The second is he's one of those characters that at a high level, when players can actually execute his mechanics really well, he actually contributes quite a lot. But at the lower end level where he's a little bit more difficult, he struggles a bit. And so high level players are really the only ones that can utilize Stormcata really well, get all the Hydra's Lament procs.
The skill cap for this god is now lower.
And so this nerf really targets the top end players, but really doesn't affect the bottom end players who weren't particularly doing well anyway. So very target adjustment for the competitive level with this removal as well.
Awesome. And then there's one more god to go, but technically I kind of trolled you a little bit because Pompon already leaked it. It's the Morrigan, which is her confusion ability, her escape, her stealth, Minion damage can no longer break the stealth from confusion anymore.
Now you won't be revealed and your plan's foiled.
It is.
Pretty good.
You can get away. Pompon, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, we had a lot of rank changes, item bug fixes, god bug fixes, and a slew of balance changes. It's pretty cool.
I like it, guys.
We'll see how those relics play out as well going
changes,
forward.
Mostly good changes. Some of them suck, but okay.
To go and get,
Yeah, I have to get ready for the
new
god.
Get your ass on the new god.
I'm going to show you
the
new
god right
now
now.
as the other guys come back on set. We'll be back in a sec.
All right, I'll move myself.
Whatever obstacles stand before us will be removed.
This god's kid is sick, by the way. Fucking insane. Alright. What the fuck is going on? Oh shit.
Too soon, guys.
What up?
I'm sure we can talk about it. Did you guys step up wise as you came on set? Talk to me again, you two. I can't hear you two now.
We're having some technical
We'll get those tech issues worked out, but I don't care about this anyway, because as long as I've got
11
Chuck,
months for Gonasia.
I should never have gotten that close to you. You're all excited about it now.
You designed this god, right?
Wait till I start rubbing. There we go. Mics are back.
We're back. Sorry about that, guys.
Don't be sorry. They can wait. It's no problem. They're used to it.
Yes,
thank you guys for all the resub.
Okay,
so new god is out.
We made a Hindu. We made a Hindu god.
We made a Hindu god finally.
You are the Hindu man.
It is. What is it?
I believe it's Ganesh.
It's an elephant.
I don't care. I know it's Ganesh. I know it's 11. We leaked it last time. What role is it?
Oh, well, in that case, I think we should probably do another Guardian.
Yeah, he's an assassin.
Probably.
Look at him.
Yeah,
he's got that.
He's so fast and has his hit points are so
like
small.
Liam Neeson from Taken is his fighting style. So
I'd have been sold if it was an assassin just to see the troll of everybody going, what really is an assassin?
I'll put that on the list. Giant, bulky
giant assassin would be dope.
With
I'm sure there'll be no
someone's
visual
breathing in their
confusion
mic so hard.
Sure. So let's start things off the way.
Loki.
You guys hear this? Someone's like,
wow. He's drawn the background.
So
what the fuck was that?
The interesting thing about the Hindu pantheon is that it is a living religion, right? A lot of these are things that
it's Chuck, dude. He's like,
worship. This is something that's still worshipped today. And in fact, Ganesh is so widely worshipped that he kind of like
I can't handle it.
Various versions of all of his stories because there's just so many people who who follow Ganesh. But one of the versions is that you have Shiva and you have his wife Parvati. And she's taking a bath, and Shiva comes and is like, hey, we got to talk or whatever. She's like, how are you just coming in here when I'm taking a bath? That's weird.
He won't stop doing
so
it.
she sculpts him out of clay.
I would kick him off the
this
stage.
child of hers without telling Shiva. So the next time Shiva comes up and he sees this strange man standing outside of the room where his wife is bathing, and he's like, she might be in trouble. Who are you? And of course, neither of them recognize each other. Sure. So he, Ganesh, has his cane, and he like tries to beat Shiva away with the cane. He's like, "Don't come in here! My mama's in there. She's taking a bath. She doesn't want to see people right now." But Shiva's like, "That's my wife. I don't know who you are. You kind of creep me out." So he gets some gods and some demons. He's like, "We're gonna take this guy out. I'm gonna go make sure my wife's okay." Meanwhile, clearly
The whole time
communication
she's just taking a
is
bath,
the key.
right? And he's like, I'm
Communication
going to
is
go
the
get some
key
gods and demons. I'm coming right back.
It is
to any
sucked,
relationship.
dude. It's
So
definitely
she's like,
sucked.
"Oh, how am I going to deal with this? I'm going to get you 2 backup goddesses. They're going to make you invulnerable." So Ganesh goes out there and he's going to defend her, and then Shiva sends his gods and demons to go hit him out, and then he distracts the 2 goddesses and like, "Oh, hey, look over there," and then cuts off Ganesh's head, and then Parvati's like, "That is our son. You just killed him. Fix this. You better make this right, or you're sleeping on the couch forever." So he finds the wisest creature in the area, which is an elephant, and he takes its head and he puts it on top of Ganesh.
And that's how the elephant got in the room.
Sure.
By being
cool.
No, I'm not even.
And then Ram actually comes up and does the same kind of thing, where he's like, "Oh, hey, I want to go talk to Shiva."
Yeah.
And you know, Ganesh, he's a god of barriers and obstacles, and he's like, "I'm the obstacle. You're not getting in there to see him. Do you have an appointment?" And Ram's like, "Do you know who I am?" He's like, "I know you're not getting in here. That's who I know you are." So they fight, and he loses a tusk.
Oh.
Highlighted there.
Yep.
Talk to me about the card art and talk about the artwork that went into this then, Chuck. Because obviously it is a living religion, right? So we always take that into account as well.
It is. It was a very interesting challenge because we wanted to be kind of true to the lore and true to the imagery, but there's such a wide variety of imagery for this character.
Sorry if I ruined the story for you guys with this breathing.
Kind of cartoony-ish versions. There's, there's very kind of, the statue versions are very like intense and kind of reverential. So we were trying to mix a lot of those things. We want him to feel very wise and benefactory while also feeling like a big, tough elephant dude because, he's a guardian.
He's also been worshipped a
he's
long
an
time,
elephant.
too. So, like, the art has progressed from, like, very early art to much more modern art.
And it's really all over the place. And we tried to reflect that in the recolor, which you'll see later.
Oh, we got a recolor for later, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited
It's a
about that.
very interesting recolor.
Is it?
Lore accurate.
Well, you had a little look at this last patch notes when Pompon, as usual, messed up with Fat Odin. But it's not Fat Odin, it's Ganesh. Is that a bowl of fruit?
Yes.
Of sweets. Yeah.
A bowl of treats. It's very important to his
all the supporters
symbols.
are excited about that.
Symbolism.
We're all happy about it. We get to run at people and go, "Come here, I've got candy." It's great. Here, take my candy. It's great.
And he's got the lotus and the goad in his broken tusk.
That's right.
You want to talk about
which
each
he
of those?
uses to open
please do.
envelopes.
Yeah, go over
Break
those
it down
symbols
for
real
us.
quick.
Let's go, Chuck.
You got a captive
fish,
audience.
the lore master fish.
I mean, the lotus flower has a lot of
his
symbolism
body
in not just Hindu,
kinda
but
bugs me
several
a little
mythologies. And then there's also kind of
He's
similar
running around with
to Kali. When you've got these arms, a lot of times what they're representing is dualities or
does he
variations
fucking
on the
dick
things
slap
that
you
can
with his
provide, like
trunk?
good or an evil. He's normally good, but he could be like a
He
passive
does!
or a protector kind of violent thing with the goad. The goad is kind of pushing you on the path. Since he is the god of obstacles, originally there's
He's
some
like Guardian,
very
boys and
concrete
girls.
symbolism with him
And he
blocking
dick slaps
the way
with his
into these
fucking
rooms.
trunk.
But over time, that's become a metaphorical obstacle. It's like, oh, I'm going to remove your barriers to success. I'm going to become a god of wealth, a god of success, and kind of all that is represented by him. So, of course, he's got 4 different arms with 4 different objects to kind of speak to those various.
Well, you talk about God of Success and God of Wealth.
Like
the passive of this godfish, which I'm going to come to you for first of all,
Sure.
is called God of Fortune.
Good fortune.
Sorry, Good Fortune.
He is a god of fortune.
Passive
He is a god
is
of
awesome.
fortune.
Good
He's gonna
Fortune.
share with
Pay
you.
What does
attention
his
to this
passive
shit.
mean?
So this is.
Oh, it changed. What's that? Whoa.
That's exactly that's what we're looking at here is the passive. So when he stands far back by himself,
Right.
which is the opposite of what he's doing now. Thanks,
So,
Pon.
the elephant comes up.
He's going to see his own face, and it's not glowing, it's not lit up. And what that is it's indicating his assist radius.
Okay.
If he gets closer to one of his allies, it's going to light up and show you that he's going to get assist credit from any kills that are in this range. That's the same as any god normally would.
Sure.
Except that if he gets a kill, he's not going to take credit for that kill. His ally, who's in that assist radius, as indicated by the passive meter, is going to get the kill credit, and he's going to get the assist.
No more support KSing on this god.
Kill
That's right.
bestowed.
You can't
He's
KS
removing the
success.
obstacles to his
You're on
hunter
this god.
success,
It's
to his solo,
impossible.
his mid success.
You can't do
So
it.
you can actually
Get fuck support.
go for the kill secure for your team.
That's
and not
right.
worry about
you can
stealing
hard
kills from your
commit,
carries.
and you will never steal if your ally is in correct range. And since that's probably going to take away from a little bit of his gold and a little bit of his experience from the assist credit instead of the kill credit, he gets an increased assist range to help with that. Most gods, it's going to be 80 feet, and they're going to have 10 seconds after their last hit to get the assist credit. He's going to have 100 units and 15 seconds.
Right.
So
he
he should
gets
be getting
a bigger
more
assist range
That's right.
overall with this.
So if he wants to roam back and forth, he'll have a better chance of getting the assist credits from lane on the minions. He's not gonna. He can last hit the wave, help his hunter clear, and he will never steal those kill credits. His hunter will always get those. Just kind of making your job, removing barriers from your support play.
Last hitting the wave is a really nice, like, kind of quality of life thing as a guardian. You can the wave can be almost almost dead, and your ability can come up cooldown. You can just clear it with as long as your hunter is there. Everything will be nice and divvied up as you'd hope, like as if you were min-maxing perfectly. If you're alone, he can of course get the last hits like he normally would, but as long as someone's nearby, he donates.
Whoa, you blew my mind then. Wait, it's not just on god kills, it's also on minion kills?
Yes.
That's right.
That is
On minion kills
awesome.
too?
Yep.
Yes.
And
So I'm
just
building
That is
I know
awesome.
people are going to ask
right?
this.
What
Sure.
about stacks? That's the question though. What
He'll
about
get
Hunter?
assist stacks, and his ally will get kill stacks.
Do
If
the
it's-
hunter gets stacks of their like transcendence and things?
They
That's what
will.
I'm asking.
Yes.
That is
Shibalanka will get
sick.
stacks of his passive.
Mr. Jibble?
Kill
Kali,
someone.
Kali will refresh based on her passive
As if
if
she
he
got the
kills
kill.
her target.
It works through the kill
That is
logic.
awesome.
I'm not the one of the
This
patch
is
notes
so
to say
cool.
swear words, but well shit. That sounds pretty good actually.
Yeah, well, Tina's not here, so you get one.
Yeah, I had
you
to
get
get
one.
And
Just
just
for the
because I know
comic
people are going
comment.
to ask this, the way it decides who gets it if you have multiple allies,
Yeah.
it's the one who's closest to Ganesh.
Right, okay. So if you have a hunter and an assassin fighting with Ganesh, if Ganesh is close to the assassin gets another hunter.
That's right.
And
Makes
Ganesh
sense.
gets the
Passive
kill. Rare
is
scenario,
awesome.
but of course,
For a
we got it
support.
covered.
It's awesome.
Now
Okay.
check out when his flower and his sweets reappear. It's amazing.
Ah, let's wait for the sweeties.
Just going to pull him out like a gentleman.
Whenever you watch, it feels like forever, but when you're
Slowly
playing,
wait for
it
the
happens all the
candy.
time. Make sure you don't do anything, Pawn.
Nothing.
That's dope.
Nice.
That was pretty
That
cool.
was worth waiting for.
Yeah,
I was like,
see.
is this one of those Chuck things again where we sit and look at a cloak that doesn't do anything different?
Oh man.
We're a 3D artist. You
Come up with
appreciate
some
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
You guys are
just.
just going at it today. Never put these two next to each other on the show.
We're always next to
They have
each
a
other.
good back and
Feral
forth.
cats.
We just got closer. That's the only thing. With more and more episodes that can go. But earlier on, Pon showed ability 1 for us, which is called Turn of Fate. AJ, what exactly does this do?
Right, so this is a line projectile, passes through targets, dealing damage, and it has a unique little, kind of a balance feature here where if it hits enemies, for every enemy hit up to 5, it emanates out a buff to Ganesh's allies.
Which we can see on Odin there.
Right, you can see on that Odin right there. This is a really cool thing because we don't really have a projectile that has buffs and damage to allies in the same kind of configuration as this.
Yeah.
It really incentivizes you as Ganesh to hit a bunch of targets and spoil abilities that we're not talking about yet. It really incentivizes you to hit a bunch of targets with this.
Pop sounds to move it along.
It's got a big radius too for the buff radius, so it's you shouldn't really have to worry about kind of tiptoeing on that line. Like if you're in lane with Ganesh, you'll be getting this buff, and it'll help you lane clear a lot as well. So if you Ganesh one first, and then your hunter can follow
What does
right
it
up,
give you?
you're going to get a big damage spike there because the buff is actually quite significant up to, remind me the
I'm
number
going to have bonus
exactly.
damage per stack 2%.
So
Bonus damage per stack.
10%. That's damage percent,
Bonus
which is very
damage
strong.
per
it's not
stack,
power,
2% per
it's
stack.
actual damage 10% more if you're fully buffed by
Is it
Ganesh.
only it's on God hits or?
It's on all hits.
hits.
Triggers
Oh,
buff to
Oh,
clear the
shit,
wave,
you're-
get the damage.
So as long as it hits targets,
Your
it
wave
gives the
clear.
buff out to your
Wait, is the buff only 2 seconds
It is a
though?
relatively short duration
it's a short
buff,
buff.
so this is not like you can just walk
Forever,
around
yeah.
forever enjoying this. You need to kind of coordinate with your Ganesh when you're playing with him to get this to max out of it,
But
which
if
is
your
really fun.
teammate is going in hard early, you
Now's
can
the time.
shoot it down the minion wave.
It's really nice for wave clear.
Yep.
Pretty sick.
Well, that's ability 1, which is
You
called
literally
Turn of Fate.
won,
It's on
and
this
then
top
your
one starts
hunter
to kill
clears the
people.
wave.
The range on that is 55.
Or your
which
mage
is
clears
if
the wave,
If your
whatever.
allies are in range of a basic attack, or if your allies are in range of the smaller 2, which we're about to see, they're definitely in range of the buff.
Speaking of the 2, it's called Ohm.
Yeah, guess what that does?
I'm guessing he does something where, let me guess, he does that because Pom-Pom keeps leaking it.
That's right. That's right.
What does that do exactly,
So
Fishman?
he's speaking the universal syllable. And what he's doing is he's being non-violent here. He is that circle is indicating that the radius at which his allies gain protections, pretty substantial protections at rank 5.
What happens
and
in the
that
fucking
cone
triangle?
that you see in the center
What
there
happens in the cone?
is what his enemies have to worry about. While they're in that, they are continuously silenced.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this is some pretty serious lockdown. You're shutting down
That is
enemy
awesome.
abilities with the silence.
That
and
is
you're
so
shutting down enemy,
defensive.
basic attacks from
That is
hunters
dope,
and assassins with the protection buff.
So the area all the way around that circle
That
you
is
see
awesome.
is protection for
Yes,
your team.
that's
and
right.
that tiny little cone in the middle is where all the silence is.
That's correct.
Gotcha.
And from an enemy team, you'll get some, the friendly enemy type of effects, which will make it clear that the cone is what you're concerned about as an enemy, and the circle is a lot more dim. It makes sense.
You won't even see the circle.
Yeah, you won't
Pretty
even see the
sick.
circle, yeah, because make this clear that Ganesh is the one silencing you with this
Pretty
cone.
good for engaging or disengaging
the little
your teammates
effect
as
on
well.
people,
Both of them
too.
at the same time is trying to stop people and
Yeah.
heal. So
However, also it is short-lived, and he can't do anything else during that.
That's
Right,
true.
It's a channeled ability.
And he can be interrupted out of it, like with the Ymir freeze.
Right.
So
You got to sneak
you
up
got to do
behind
it
him,
before
though.
he can turn around and go, no.
Yeah. If you're quick on your camera, you can interrupt a lot of stuff with this
I'm looking
ability.
forward to skins for this god already with some of these ability names. I'm pretty sure. Next up is the ability 3, which AJ, would you like to talk us through? It's called Remove Obstacles. I guess things move out of the way.
Well, you'd think that, but it does a lot of other things. And we'll get to that part later. So this is a
shit.
dash. Yeah, this is a straight line dash that's going to
I got
collide
the whole
with
ground
any
shakes. That's dope.
God's hit, and it's going to pass through minions.
Man, I love that sound.
I love the sound and the animation. The screen actually shakes a little bit to really get you that elephant,
yeah.
stampede charge feel. So if you
Do
hit
it.
a god with this, it's going to do a little grab animation here, which is a stun into a knock-up.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah, let's
sick.
get someone out in the open so we can see. So
Oh,
Punches
shit,
him
that's
3
awesome.
times and then throws him in the air.
a
a
big
1
creature
second stun
elephant with
into
these
a knockout.
big arms. We wanted something where he was really using them.
Bro, that is
you
gonna be
dash up to an enemy
frustrating
god, it's gonna,
to play
it's gonna
against.
stun them briefly, hit them twice, and then
I think I
throw
only hit
them up
some.
in the air, which is so technically three hits of damage.
And a knock-up as well.
and they only go straight up. It's not a Mercury style
It's a straight up.
Nice.
action.
But it's really good for like comboing with
Can
the
you
Willix.
turn while you're
you
knocking
can
them?
see very clearly when it's going
And
to
your
throw
own
up.
ohm as well.
Warns you. Yeah. So Ganesh is really
Ooh,
good
another
at
Willix
locking
combo.
down
God,
a
let's
single
go.
god, a single enemy god with his 3-2 combo. If you go into this, into that, you get a tough time getting away from him.
That is
So that
sick.
ability as
but he
well.
definitely needs somebody to follow up that
Oh yeah, I
action.
mean, he's very much a supporty guardian. So.
Now, I also understand this can go through player-made objects as well. Is that
Exactly.
correct?
That's what we're talking about, our obstacles.
It goes
So we
through
actually
walls?
can dash through Ymir wall with this. You can get.
Does it break you, Mail?
It does not, but,
But
it
you
lets
can go
it
through
Bro,
lets him.
if it broke the
go
wall,
through
it'd
What
been
about
even more
Odin
sick.
Ring? You can go through Odin
Play
Ring
all
then?
player-made walls and blockers.
Oh, so not
on her
not
pillar.
not walls on the
Sick.
map, but
Thor wall.
Player-made walls. You can
Bracken
get
wall.
Interesting.
Bracken.
And we talked
On
about
her
smashing
pillar.
them, but the cooldown is you can do this a lot.
And especially like if figuring out how to explain that it couldn't work on Odin, but could work on other ones if you could break it,
Sure.
and not have
Really.
him break an ultimate. So
Smashing Odin wall is really pretty rough on
makes sense.
balance.
remove
That
the
would
obstacle
be-
of the enemy god.
That'd
Pass
be
through
a
the
hard
obstacle
counter.
of the wall.
Yeah.
Hard counter. So he can just use it to go through them, which is nice in certain scenarios, but not necessarily something you want to pick him for directly. Maybe though.
Well, I've lost the last page of my book, so I don't know what the fourth ability is called.
Well, it's pretty.
I haven't even been out. But Fishman, why don't you tell me?
I believe it's the Dharmic pillars.
The Dharmic.
Oh,
I've
Nuance
seen this
ult is
before
back.
somewhere.
familiar.
Nuance
If you're
ult
an
is
old
back.
school
Not
Smite
sure.
Let's
player.
go.
Did we rip it off from another game?
No.
Nuance OG alt is back, boys and
Or
girls.
was it Nuwa?
From Global Agenda, I believe.
AKA Old Wa.
Let's
Is that
go.
what I think it's gonna do? Oh my God!
Sure.
Is Shake and Bake back?
Has a shake and bake.
So let's talk about Shake and Bake. Shake and Bake
Yeah.
was one of the issues with the original
Let's
Old
talk
Wa
about
ult.
baking and shaking.
Is when they first did the Nuwa ultimate, she could cast out
What is-
the pillars with these lines, and anybody who was on them would take damage.
I don't think you can
and
shake
so what
and
you do is
bake.
you'd have Fenrir go grab somebody and just wiggle the mouse in and out of those lines, and it would apply damage every time they came in contact with it. And we actually solved this on the Old Wa ultimate by making it so that it couldn't apply more than once every X seconds.
Okay.
And we kept that fix here. So no matter how you wiggle your mouse with a Fenrir, they're still...
You're on camera. You're on camera,
So,
Chuck.
don't get us wrong, that is a very strong ultimate synergy,
is.
but there
Sure.
are tons of those in the game. It's not like like it's game-breaking anymore. It doesn't do an absurd amount of damage, but it does do a lot.
Sure,
And
if
if you're
they're-
going to invest 2 ultimates on the player anyway, there's a lot that can be equally potent. So.
If you can lock someone in here for the full 6 seconds, they will take a lot of damage. It's more likely that they'll pass through it once if you cast it around them, or maybe twice if you put it in such a way that they have to cross a corner. And yeah, and you can actually combo it with some of your other lockdown if they're on it.
And it looks easy on an Odin that isn't moving.
Yeah.
But in practice,
Sure,
really
it's
gonna be
much
kind of
easier
annoying.
if you get a teammate to lock them down beforehand, then you cast it onto them while they're still, and then you can follow up with your 3. Trying to land
Pretty good for objective lockdown
ult
too,
3
because
combo
you
by
just drop
yourself
it
is
around
very
the
tricky.
objective, so
it
people
does
have to
damage,
come
but
in.
it does more than does damage.
That's
correct?
right. Passing through it, nothing happens in the center. But when you pass through it,
Just the lines.
The lines. That's right. So the 4 outer pillars are blockers, and if you pass through those energy lines in between them, you take the damage for as long as you're on there. Every half second, you are also slowed for 3 seconds, and your protections are shredded for 3 seconds. So between this and the 1, you can substantially increase the damage that your team is doing to these guys.
But you can leap out of it.
Sure,
And
that's
not
right.
take any of that
That's
damage,
right.
right? I just want to make sure for the advanced arms that you can just leap out, but
Fair
if you go
call.
past
Ultimate's
through
not
those,
crazy at
protection
all.
Shred are slow and
It's
damage.
probably gonna
That's
end up
right.
being pretty weak, to be honest with you guys.
Welcome back. I've missed that ability, to be fair. It's
Yeah,
been
the
really
pillars.
good,
The pillars have returned. It's one that we've always heard from our fans and people who've played Smite for a long time that wanted it back. So with the god who's
Silencing
creating
people in there would be pretty
obstacles,
sick.
it's like that just made so much sense.
The most unique obstacle we may have ever
And a
had.
nice zoning ability makes sense for a guardian. It's working out well.
man, I love the sound design on this guy.
The sounds
Yeah,
really
they
good.
did a
I
really
love
good
the
job.
wub-wubs on the ultimate.
Yeah, and I love the charge noise.
And what Pom showing you there is that those pillars are actually hard objects right now.
But he
if
can
you walk
walk
against,
through
but
them.
because he's got his 3, he can
Go through
ignore
them.
those obstacles.
Can we do a couple basics, like a full rotation? So what you'll see is he smacks him with his trunk. It doesn't do any.
I love the
chain
dick slap with the
damage.
trunk.
It's a very interesting hit chain.
And
for
his
a
abilities
guardian,
are
too.
really
And it's
sick
just
for
fun.
support.
And it ends on the trunk
I'm
spot.
pretty
so-
excited to see some of the top players play this
Well, you
gun.
know, you just see him dancing in and out of radius as well. What fun have you had with him in playtest? Is he designed to be a supportive guardian, or can he solo? Can he jungle?
Sure. So 2 gods ago we had Kuzumbo.
Yes.
And he was a much more aggressive, in-your-face, like solo lane even guardian. So
lane, yeah.
when we do them this close together, we want to very distinctly differentiate them. So where Kuzumbo is all about like moving you, displacing you, Ganesh wants to keep you in place. Ganesh wants to lock you down, and Ganesh wants to let his teammates do most of the job. And this kit is kind of built around that. The most fun we had was with the knock up into the silence combo, getting that feeling right, and particularly before it was balanced a little bit down to where it is currently. That was really strong and felt really good.
So the knock up on that as well.
like the
'cause obviously it's a
silence.
stun fist,
I think
but
that's
how large
crazy.
is the knock up? It looks a little bit bigger than Geb's too, but a little bit.
It's around the same
Less than
ballpark.
Bacchus flop, I
It's a relative. It's shorter than most of our knockups, but it's in that Geb range where it's going to keep him. It's going to keep him in that spot, but it's not going to keep him out of the play space for very long at all.
Sure. Popo's just getting as many pennant kills as he can. And
Sure.
actually, he's not actually. He's giving assist to the Odin to get those pennant kills. Look at
Odin
Odin's got
wasn't
to level
close enough
6
for that.
now. That Odin's
Yeah,
got
he
to level
wasn't in
6.
range.
Yeah. Just so you know, that's how much he's leveling
Ganesh
up.
can level his bots.
So there's level 7, yep.
So you really, truly
Odin
can
has a pentakill.
potentially carry your team with this god by giving them kills.
Sure.
I love how
That's
it gets
actually pretty
assists.
Really, really cool. Any other interesting facts or things that we never saw in this that you tried to work or anything like that?
Well, we definitely tried like him taking damage instead of his allies.
Oh.
And that was super strong. Because he would build meditate and undo, and then he would keep one of his allies from dying, and he just wouldn't care because he had a bunch of health and meditate and undo. So
just didn't
Pain
work out.
split, harder to do than it sounds.
Yeah.
We tried a lot of variations on the 1 and the 2 with slightly differing effects. You know, I'm really happy with how we ended up with the 1. With the it's incentivized to hit multiple targets, but you get a ally team buff off of it, and it's a aggressive buff, not like a protections or a heal or something like that, which is just a really unique dynamic for a guardian ability that's seems simple on the surface, but has a lot of different implications on how you use it and how your teammates can make the best of it, which is just really fun when we're getting deeper into the god roster.
And it also, like, it looks like some of our other projectiles as far as the way it presents, but its range is actually a little bit shorter. And between that and the 2, it kind of encourages for him to be at the front of his team, and right up next to the enemy.
Yeah,
that was one thing we agreed on pretty early on. We wanted him up in the fight too.
Right.
Like, although he's a very supportive Guardian, we didn't want him like backline Geb, like peeling and Kepri.
So
We wanted him
Kraken sort of style in your face. Sort of.
Yeah, but a more protective
protection
supporty,
side,
which is a
gotcha.
pretty unique role for a Guardian in Smite.
Sure.
I'm just really happy with the way he turned out, like his art and his sound.
Just worried about the whole single
We'll talk
target
about the art a little bit more
thing.
because I know Chuck really
Your
wanted to
problem?
harp on this.
Hold on, I have a question.
Here we go. I was actually setting you up to do what you wanted, you know. So.
Do we think the reason that chat thinks things are OP is because Pawn kills 50 Odins that are level 1 while he's level 20 in the map?
Maybe they just know how good Pawn is.
For this whole thing.
That's actually where I made the comment earlier about the level 20 Scylla not doing any damage to Odin, is because this is a very conspicuous testing ground. It's just for the convenience of us demonstrating stuff. It's not at all representative of their actual power.
Oh no, don't do this.
No, we're gonna see what full power Ganesh looks like.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe Pawn.
You did this. You did this.
But it's level 1 Odins, so
That's just the amount of damage it's
no,
gonna do.
Prove my point, Pon. Let's do it.
a
Prove
fly
my
could
point.
sneeze and they die anyway. So I definitely think we have some people who, if you're doing something else while you're watching the stream, it comes off like that. But I think we try to communicate. This is the testing scenario.
Hey, Pawn tried to play some damage Ganesh yesterday. It was not as successful as the support Ganesh. Although Pawn will carry.
Flurry,
you,
I think
but
it goes towards his
I don't know if
stats,
damage
not
Ganesh
yours.
is the way
From
to
the
do
side,
it.
yeah.
Back towards the art again, though. I believe Chuck did say something about a recolor. That
Wait, we didn't
able
listen to
see.
the voice pack yet.
Oh, you want the voice pack first? All right, fine.
Yeah,
You
let's
don't
do
get the
that, let's do
recolor
that.
then.
No, we
one or
have
the
to
other.
do both.
Well, he's
You
going
got
to
one or the
ask
other.
for the
We do
recolor
both.
while you're listening to the voice
Calling
pack.
the shots now.
I am
Yeah.
now. I always have been. Just because you guys seem to be more comfortable all of a sudden. You
Prove
don't
it,
seem to
Hindu.
think.
All right, I feel like
Prove
we
it.
could
Close the
override you
show.
in a vote.
Oh yeah, we do outnumber you.
I can just pull the plug on the show. It's not average.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you're in charge. That means you're going
No,
to
I
jail.
know. That's
Who
going to jail.
wants to hear the voice pack and then do the recolor? I thought AJ was just going to leave me hanging there for a second.
I was
Importantly,
just mesmerized
production
by his
has spoken
recall.
over the headsets that's what we're going to do, and that's the vote that really
I'm
matters.
just waiting for you to all shut up so we can hear the voice pack there if you want to hear it so bad.
Contemplate silence.
You are the universe. How fortunate. I am the great god at the gate.
Yes. Yes.
That's gonna be AIDS.
That's not going to get spammed.
That's a
muting
top
that
tier
god.
woohoo.
Muting that
When
god.
you're the only
Yep.
obstacle to my victory, it is assured. If you've deluded yourself into thinking you can stop me, you are mistaken. This is a battle I'll never forget. I don't like any barriers between myself and a vacation. That's why I always pack my trunk.
Oh, God.
Gotta have one. Gotta have one. I love his taunt animation too. He takes his bowl of treats and just transfers which hand it's in, and like offers it, and then goes no, and then he eats one. He's like, yo, you want a treat? Psych.
I actually like the voice pack as well because it kind of fits him as a regal sort of character.
Oh,
as well,
yeah.
so.
We worked really hard to be sensitive to, like, since this is somebody that people actually worship, to do him justice and not be overly silly in a way that would be offensive. So.
Sure, always the focus, especially with the active religions as well. Yeah. We do also have the recolor then, which I know Chuck was asking about because he wanted to talk about the recolor a little bit.
So you see,
I don't see. I do see now.
There it is.
So see this.
It's pink.
Yes.
It's a pink elephant.
And do some Googling.
Yeah.
There is a lot. And when I pitched this in the modeling meeting, they were like, "It can't be this pink. We're not gonna. What is that?"
I was
and
there,
I was like,
and
nope.
I was also shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I'll admit,
And I was
I was
like-
against the pink.
I'm like, we're making him internet pink. We're doing it.
Yeah.
This is accurate in a lot of the
It's
imagery.
very accurate.
Yeah,
There is
that's
tons
really
of
why.
imagery of him where he is intensely
That looks
pink.
dope.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks really
it's amazing.
cool.
It turned out
No,
amazing.
that's a
That looks
6
really
skin.
good.
Holy
I like it.
fuck.
All those treats seem a little spoiled.
Is that all you wanted to say? It was like,
yeah,
listen,
street colors suck.
pink is okay. Is
Those
that
are
all you wanted to
dates.
say? Pink is normal.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Yep, I was I want hot pink in the lows and bubblegum in the highs and a cyan key off with an orange transition.
It would have been fair to interpret.
I know
his
Chad
face skin
appreciates
like
the
this.
detail that you're going into that.
I just heard pink. I didn't know the other words that came out of his mouth after that. I just knew pink.
I mean, look at that.
I know the words. I just don't know what they refer to on a color scale.
It's a cool recolor.
It looks great.
Everyone
So-
did a great job.
Yeah.
Simon did an amazing job.
Animation, animation had to work double time on this guy.
Because he's got a lot of
PTS.
bandages.
Yeah,
He's got twice the arms and a trunk.
On PTS as a final thing.
That's
to
a
know.
Chris question. I think
Chris
it's
isn't
looking
here.
pretty good. I think we'll probably have PTS pretty soon.
Okay, so
I
just
don't
keep
know
an eye
about
on Reddit and
show-stopping
Twitter
bugs.
for when it's
Yeah,
available.
keep an eye out for the Twitter. Usually, High-Res Chris on Twitter will give you that PTS
Awesome.
info.
And this
most
should be
likely.
out next Tuesday as well.
Yeah, we'll see everybody playing with the the summer split patch, big balance, new god, reset your ranks. A lot of changes. Pon did an amazing job with all of those, so it's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good patch.
And that's pretty much all we've got time for then, I guess, if that's all there is to go through. Chuck,
think
any
that's
final
it.
words?
Play a voice back. He'll talk.
Any final words?
Got him.
No? You good?
Got him.
Fishman?
Hope you enjoy him.
AJ?
Yeah, play Ganesh.
And with that, I will close the show with saying updated the description of this ability with the correct range for this ability. We'll see you all next time on the Patch Note Show in 2 weeks.
All right, stream.